I am so glad we got to go on a little forest walk. I made some hot chocolate. My hands are frozen. It's +3 degrees out. My watch says +2. So it was chilly. I was wearing a toque, and for the most part I was okay, but my hands are really cold now, partly because we always stop so that I can film a bunch of things. So I'm gonna drink some hot cocoa, warm up, and then I want to work on this space in my room. I have decided I need to make a list of different things I need to do, things I need to clean. There's just certain pockets in my house that need to be dealt with, like, let's see here, that pile of stuff there is kids' clothes that's too big and that I need to organize, and that's been there longer than I would like. But right now what I want to do is create a mood board on the wall behind my desk, organize my desk a little bit. I wanted to have some vibes that I feel like will be inspiring and encouraging. I'm going for like a dark academia feel. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna work on while I drink. It might take me a couple days, honestly. I was thinking I might use some of the photos that I got from the antique mall last week and put them up. They're not as vintage as I necessarily would like on there. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I might need to get some stuff printed. I'm gonna look around, see what I can find, and work on that space.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh, ooh. So slow.
Welcome to a day of a random bunch of things that I'm working on. One of the things I'm doing right now is cutting out these extra words for teach your child to read. I already started cutting out the first page. This book, this last week has been fall break for my first grader. Where we are coming from, there was no such thing as fall break, so this is kind of strange, but it's nice. We are focusing on reading, using Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons instead of focusing on those terrible readers that I shared in video 2 videos ago when I shared our homeschool update. Oh man, painful. These are available from the Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons website, I think. And they have the words that are introduced, and underneath it says which lessons are introduced in. So I've never used this for my kids before. Honestly, not 100% sure we're even going to need it because things are going really well. We have been blasting through the lessons. One day he did 4 lessons. I normally start at 4 years old with my kids, but this is the first one that I'm only starting at 6. So I feel like he's catching on to it much quicker. So that's something that I'm working on. But I thought I would do a little bit of a reading update because shortly I'm going to be heading out chauffeuring kids once again. I kind of feel like that is my life these days, and I'm okay with it. It's great. But my oldest and a friend went to this place called Activate. There's a couple in Edmonton. There are a couple all over. I don't really even understand what it is, but it kind of looks like laser tag, but there's like some trivia stuff. It looks really neat. Even my easily overstimulated introverted child loved it. And her friend loved it so much that they wanted to take their younger brothers with. So I'm taking 4 kids to go. That is a relationships I want to continue to help grow. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. But because my youngest is 11, I have to stay in the building. I think it's not 6 to 11, the parent has to stay in the building. So I've got like an hour and a half to sit and read. So I thought I would share a reading update, and then I will be taking those books with me for the next hour and a half. I think I'm also taking noise cancelling headphones, and because it sounds like some of the noise might transfer, and then I'm maybe just gonna listen to some Ophelia Wilde while I read. But my classic that I'm currently reading is Wilde by Charlotte Bronte. I have this shelf of classics. This year I'm focusing on more modern classics from like 1900 to 1975. But I tell you, my rebel side of me only wants to read Victorian literature. Last year when Victorian literature was what I was supposed to be focusing on, did I want to read it? No. So I'm just going with what I want to read because I will enjoy it more, and I'm sure I will get to more of my early 1900s stuff soon. So I'm 34 pages in, not very far. The font is teeny, and I don't really know what this book is about. So far we have been introduced to our main character when she's kind of young, but there's no age, so it's very confusing. But we mostly, for the first part, are focusing on someone else that comes to live in this house and not our main character. So I don't know, I maybe need to look up a little summary. I'm okay with doing that for classics. It's not hard to understand. I just don't understand where we're going to be going from here. Like, what is the point of this so far? And so maybe reading a little bit of a summary would help with that. So easy to read, enjoying it. Like, I wanted to annotate it. It's really hard because the font is so small and I can't find the highlighter that I'm looking for. I have 2 highlighters that I think would work really well for this that I don't know where they went in our move. So I have a pen. But I'm kind of looking for more like phrases and words. I thought there was going to be more that would jump out at me. There hasn't been a ton so far, but reading this, gonna take this along, won't read this for the entire hour and a half. I have 2 ebooks, which is not normally how I like to do it, but I started reading Rune by Victoria McCombs for my ebook. Loving it. This is a Viking standalone story that I think will be coming out sometime in 2025. Our main character gets told that she's actually the lost goddess of this world, and so she gets taken there, and she's like, I'm just the daughter of in a Viking clan. And so she's feisty and really likes weapons. Really enjoying that. And then the other ebook I'm reading is The Body in the Garden. I was reading this physically, but then my library book had to go back, and I was only like 30% in, but like 30% in, so I'm like committed to the story. So I managed to get the ebook for that as well. So I'll read that ebook after I'm done Rune. The Body in the Garden is really good though. It's Victorian era mystery where we've got a female main character who's kind of like a female Sherlock-esque person. The cool thing is she is a widow. So she is a woman in the Victorian era, but she does not need to be constantly chaperoned because she's a widow. And I feel like that will add some different elements to the story than a lot of Victorian mysteries, because she has a little bit more freedom. It's a little bit more similar to now. So I think I'm going to enjoy that. I have been enjoying it so far. So I think I'm like 35% into Rune and then 30% into The Body in the Garden. So I'm going to finish Rune first. And I'm reading both of these on my Kindle Fire, which, I don't know, this one's really old. Like, we bought some for our kids. I want to say it was like probably like 5 years ago already. And they don't work very well, but they work to read ebooks. So that's what I use when I have a book on my Kindle account or a library book. And I am like, I know some people like reading on the Fire tablet, and I am not one of those people. It's heavy, which I'm assuming they've made them lighter since, I don't know. But then there's like a glare, and it's not my favorite reading experience. So I'd like to finish these books because of that. Still keeping my eye on the Kobo, waiting for that to go on sale. I think that will make my life better, my reading life. I think that will improve it quite a bit. So we need to eat an early lunch so that we can get going and do some reading. I'm looking forward to it. I spent my morning, not the whole morning, like a tiny portion of my morning, this morning doing an adulting thing. Made an adulting decision the other day. Purchased a steamer so that I could steam my curtains instead of ironing them, because I hate ironing. So I spent some time this morning doing it, and it worked pretty well. I don't feel like I tried very hard, and I feel like they look a lot better. So there's an adulting win. Definitely going to be using that in the future. I've already had to clean the curtains next to the kitchen because someone touched them with a dirty hand. So knowing how often I'm going to have to clean them, I'm glad I went the steamer route. So random adulting win there. This weekend my parents are coming out for a visit, so I'm gonna kind of close up the video here, but I wanted to update on another book that I forgot that I was reading, because I've kind of just been reading it in the evenings. The World of Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse. So these are short stories involving Jeeves, who is he like a butler? Yeah, he's a butler to Bertie Wooster. And the whole, I mean, I'm only 90 pages in. I think I'm just finishing story 6. Yeah, but it's Birdie getting into these situations and his butler Jeeves kind of coming to the rescue. There are some like hilarious moments in here. Jeeves is always very like deadpan, sometimes working behind the scenes, and all of a sudden you realize that he's done some things to help Birdie out and to help himself out as well. It's kind of funny. So this has 34 short stories, glorious tales of the high life in London and the English countryside in the 1920s. So yeah, I read the first short story in July and then didn't pick it up again, but lately I've been reading a bit in the evenings before going to bed, before my eyes drift closed. Like last night I had, 2 pages left, and yeah, I just had like this 1 page left and I couldn't stay awake long enough to finish it. But I'm enjoying it. Plus, this actually works for my DIY literature degree, so that's nice as well. And then I just got this from the library. I went the other day and I only had 1 book on hold. The Elusive Truth of Lily Temple. This is Joanna Davison Politano's newest book. I think it actually came out, was it a year ago already? I think maybe it was last fall? No, this spring. What does it say for a year? Yeah, so this was in the spring. I have enjoyed most of her books, so I want to read this one. This is 1903, and Lily Temple is a beautiful silent film actress who spins fairy tales and plays frivolous roles in front of the cine camera. But beneath the costumes and stage makeup is a woman with a quick wit, a murky past, and a tantalizing secret. I feel like I've read some of her books I've really enjoyed and some that were a little more meh for me, but I'm hoping I will continue to enjoy the new ones she writes. My favorite of hers has been The Lost Melody. I was just recommending that to my daughter today because she was saying a lot of the books that she reads are just so perfect and everything works out, and I'm like, well, how about a story where someone accidentally gets put into an asylum? Not so perfectly working out there. And so I hope this kind of has some of those vibes that I loved so much in The Lost Melody. Yeah, so this weekend is going to be spending time with family. I got a little bit of cleaning to do before that, and then this weekend we're going to be setting up our tree, so I might do some filming for that. Sunday is also Ephraim's 10-year adoption anniversary, and we usually do something together as a family, so we need to decide what we are doing for that. It's an adoption anniversary, but we also see it as like a family anniversary, so we like to do something cool, something that people like, so that's probably what we'll get up to this weekend. Thanks for joining me for another week.